Hello and welcome back, Drew here.
And James here. So, welcome everybody to Legacy Week. That's right. We're going to be playing some of the most expensive decks out there.
So let's just get right into it. Today we're going to have 2 deck techs, and then I'm going to leave and jump on another computer, and me and James are going to battle it out.
So the way this is going to work is Drew's going to start with the deck tech of the deck that he will be using.
And then James will do his deck tech, so that way we don't know each other's decks.
And then Drew will head upstairs and he'll get on another computer and we'll duke it out.
Alright, I guess we'll see you in a little bit, James.
Sweet.
Okay, I think he's gone. So the deck that I am playing is Miracles. It's a pretty cool deck. I'm not super familiar with Legacy, so we're going to see what happens. Basically, from what I've learned, is you want to counter and kill creatures with swords and Terminus to kill stuff, and then Pyroblast is killing stuff. Ponder and Brainstorm is basically drawing cards. What you really want to do, though, in the end, is you want to be able to mill them with Jace, which is really good. But basically, the best combo for this deck is using Sensei's Divining Top and Counterbalance. So Counterbalance is an enchantment, so it stays on the battlefield. So whenever somebody else plays a spell, you can reveal the top card of your library, and if the spells have the same converted mana cost, Counterbalance will counter it. Anyways, so you can use Sensei's Divining Top to look at the top 3 cards of your library, and then to get a card with the same converted mana cost, so that when Counterbalance goes off, you'll easily counter their spell. And then basically you can win with the Mentor by getting lots of creatures out. Vendilion Clique can also win. Jace can win by pretty much milling them. So there's a lot of things you can do, but basically you want to get Counterbalance and Divining Top to just counter almost all of their deck. And then there's also Force of Will, so we're pretty good. In the sideboard, we have things like Flusterstorm, Pithing Needle, some more creature removal, some Rest in Peace for graveyard shenanigans. And yeah, so that's the deck that I'm going to be playing. Super excited to play it. I don't know how I will do. I guess we will see. So it costs about $3,000, $2,700. So pretty darn expensive. Yeah, so I'm going to go get James. He will do his deck tech, and we will probably just get into this really soon. I'll be right back, you guys.
So, James back here. So, I'm going to be playing a pretty interesting deck. So, this deck is called Reanimator, and it revolves around one card mostly, and it's this one. It's Entomb. And it's a one black, search your library for a card, put that card into your graveyard, and shuffle your library. That doesn't seem the greatest on its own, but when you get Reanimate, where you can, for one, you can put target creature into play, and lose life equal to its converted mana cost, or you can Exhume, where each player chooses a creature and puts it into play. The good thing about Exhume is normally I'll be exhuming a creature that I've entombed turn 1, so I'll be doing Exhume turn 2. And normally other decks won't have anything in there, so it's kind of a free card for me, but they don't get anything. And then we also have one Animate Dead, which there's a lot of text there. It basically says that you enchant a creature in the graveyard, and it gets -1/-0, and is returned to the battlefield. So some of the creatures that I run that I like to entomb are Grave Titan, Elvish Norn, Grizzlebrand, Tidespout Tyrant, Iona, and Jin-Gitaxias. So all those are really good creatures. Just get them in turn 1, and then you can basically play them for 2 mana, which is really good. So you got your normal lands, your really expensive ones like Underground Sea. In the sideboard, we've got Duress, just to look at their hands. We've also got in the main board, where is it? Thoughtseize, to do that as well. We got Pithy Needles for entering abilities. Ashen Rider to exile permanents when it enters. You would probably entomb that as well. And then just a bunch of other really good cards. So, we're going to get started here. Oh, that is the wrong thing. Okay. So, we're going to go in. And we're going to create a deck. It's going to be Legacy. And for the description, I'm just going to say, "Hey Drew." And then the password is one that we always use. So, cool. And so, we're in. So, I'm going to go ahead and load Reanimator. So, here he's joined. We've actually switched profiles, so I'm Captain Marble, he's Drew, but I'm playing as Drew, he's playing as Captain Marble. So he's ready to start. We're going to go ahead and get in. So let's roll a dice. He rolled a 15. Wow. That is a beautifully terrible number. So I'm going to go ahead and draw. So this is not the worst hand to see. I could careful study and get Jin Gataxian and Elish Norn into the graveyard, as well as draw 2 cards, or I could just go ahead and entomb for something. So I'm going to keep this hand. I don't have any reanimation, which is kind of scary, but it shouldn't be too bad. I also have Lotus Petal, which is basically a land, so I'm going to keep. So let's see what he does. So he plays an island. Not quite sure what he's doing. So he taps it, Ponder. So he could be doing Control, maybe Delver. Not quite sure. This will be interesting to see. My least favorite thing about these cards is that when people play them, they take so long to decide. Kind of annoying, but it's all good. So, let me just explain what we're doing this week. So, me and Drew are going to be taking turns doing, playing for you guys, while the other one will play against us. So, right now I'm playing against Drew, as you can see. So, we drew a Verdant Catacomb, which is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and play the Underground Sea, tap it for a blue to play Careful Study. So I draw 2 cards. There we go, that's what we want. And then I'll discard 2 cards. Also what we want. Then I'll go ahead and pass the turn. So this week we're each going to choose 3 legacy decks, and we're going to play against each other. So next time, Drew will be down here recording, and I'll be up playing against him. And then I'll be back again for the last one. So he's tapping his island for a Sensei's Divining Top. And a Cavern of Souls. So anyways, we'll just be playing a few legacy decks for you guys, and hope you guys enjoy that. So, Wizards. He's tapping this to look at the top 3 and putting them in any order. Sweet. So he could be doing some control wizard deck, not quite sure. So he's putting a card from library into his library. Putting one on the bottom. And he stops looking. So he's going to pass the turn. So now we're going to go ahead and untap and draw. So we draw a Brainstorm, which isn't terrible. Gonna go ahead and Catacomb right now. So I think that right now I just want to get another Underground Sea. So yeah, I can get the Underground Sea. I could play... I'm gonna go ahead and play the Lotus Petal right now as well. think that I will tap and sacrifice this to play Thoughtseize. So I get to choose a non-land card. So he's got Terminus, Swords to Plowshares, which I don't really want. He does have Vendilion Click and Force of Will. I think I'll go ahead and get rid of the Force of Will. So, go ahead and tell him Force. Then, I'll go ahead and tap 2 and play Exhume. So now, I'm going to play Jin-Gitaxias so that if he does decide to Plowshare, I'm going to gain a lot of life, which is not bad. Plus, at the beginning of my end step, I get to draw 7. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 7. And then I'll pass the turn. So he's cracking a Flooded Strand. So could get an island or plains or something that does both. Not quite sure. Jin-Gitaxian's kind of scary. So he's getting a Tundra. So he's going to tap it. He's going to Plowshares right here. Yep. I'm going to go ahead. Go up to 27. Gain 10 life. Then he's going to tap 2. Looking at the top 3. Oh, he's divining top. Okay. That makes sense. I was kind of confused there for a second. So now I could Careful Study here, get Grizzlebrand into the graveyard. So he's going to pass. I'm going to go ahead and draw yet another card. So with all the cards that I drew, I only got 1 land. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. So I've only got the 1 creature in here right now. So I think that I might go ahead and Careful Study right here. So draw 2 cards. So I drew another Grizzlebrand. So I'm going to go ahead and discard both Grizzlebrands. And then I think I might just go ahead and reanimate 1 and Thoughtseize him. So I will take 8. So I go to 19. And then I'll play... getting kind of slow here. Nope, that is the wrong card. I'm going to play Thoughtseize. So I'll take another 2. So he's got Terminus and Swords to Plowshare. So I'm going to go ahead and say Swords. Mainly because I don't want him exiling it. Even though it gains me a lot of life, Grizzlebrand himself will gain me a lot more life in the long run. So we'll go ahead. Shrink. We can remember Vendilion and Terminus. So neither of those are really all that good for us. But they're better than Swords to Plowshares. So we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. Unless he draws into something like Swords, he's not going to be able to get rid of Grizzlebrand this turn. So he should be able to swing in for 7, gain 7, which is not going to be bad at all. So we'll just see what he does. So he's tapping 2. So he's going to play Counterbalance. So, I think I know what he's trying to do here. So, Sensei lets him look at the top, and this counters based off the top. Okay, that's pretty smart. So we're going to go ahead and untap. Draw. So we draw Reanimate. So, not terrible, not great if he has a 1-drop. So we could get Elish Norn or Grizzlebrand. Actually, if we get Grizzlebrand, we have to sacrifice the other one. So we'll probably want to get Elish Norn. So I think that we can go ahead and Reanimate. So he's going to Terminus. Oh, he's revealing Terminus. Okay, that makes sense. So that is countered. So we're just going to go ahead, go to combat, swing for 7. So I think he's... So he asked if I get a creature. I'm not sure what he means by that. Because he... I'm pretty sure he countered. I may be wrong. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, the converted mana cost is at the top there. So, we still get to Reanimate. So, we'll go ahead and get Elish Norn out. So, that means that we're going to be gaining 8 life. I think that's 8. So, we were at... Yeah, that should be 8. So, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and play Hapless Researcher now. Just to see if he's gonna counter it. Don't think he will, because it's not the best card there is. So he tries to reveal it again. So that's fine. And I tapped that wrong, but that's just fine because we can just brainstorm. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That was kind of weird. I got like an accent there. Okay. So we draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards on top of our library in any order. So we drew our 3 cards, and then we put 2 on there. So I want to keep Lotus Petal. Probably best to keep a Force of Will ready. And probably even a Daze. Probably don't need an Entomb quite yet, so I'll put that there. And then an Underground Sea. I might just put another Brainstorm there. And I could Entomb right now, get another guy in. That'll cause me to shuffle my library, but that should be fine, actually. So I'll go ahead and do that. Play Entomb. See if he does anything. So he says okay. So we're gonna go ahead, come find... I think I might find Iona, because she can shut down his deck pretty well. So we'll get her in. And we'll go ahead and pass the turn. So he's going to play Terminus for 1. I'm going to go ahead and Force of Will, and that I exile blue, so I'm going to exile Daze, which means I still have a Daze up. So he's trying to see if he has something to counterbalance it. Hoping he doesn't, but don't think you found anything. Just think that means, yep, that's countered. So he's conceded the game. Probably didn't have anything to combat our big guys. So it looks like he was playing a lot of artifacts. So I could probably put in some Abrupt Decay to get rid of his Sensei's Divining Top. He did have planes, but he didn't have very many creatures, so that won't be quite worth it. Massacre here. So that might be good, but I don't think so. Flusterstorm. It's alright. Sire of Insanity here. So that just basically gets rid of his hand, which would be okay. It'd get rid of all his spells for sure, but oh, definitely want to put in some Pithy Needles, probably all 3. And I can say counterbalance and Sensei's Top and basically stop that. So, some dead cards. I definitely want to keep Daze and Force of Will, but I think Brainstorm is going to be kind of dead here. Definitely going to keep Careful Studies, but I might take out a Hapless Researcher. Maybe 1 Careful Study. And Thoughtseize is really good. Not sure what else to take out here. So he's just said that he'll play. I might just take out a Thoughtseize. And we're gonna go ahead and get in. So we're gonna draw our hand. So this is not the best hand. If we're lucky, we could Careful Study into something and get it in. And then we do have an Exhume. We don't have enough lands. So I think I'm going to mulligan. So this is a little bit better. We can Careful Study with Misty Rainforest. And then Exhume Elish Norn for sure, and if we get anything else. So we actually get to scry 1. So Polluted Delta's okay. I'm going to go ahead and keep that on top. I'm going to tell him that I was in fact keeping. So he's going to play an island, tap it, and play Ponder. So that's just going to help him dig. He's probably not going to be able to play anything yet. Hopefully. But we'll see what he's doing. Could start singing Jeopardy if you guys wanted, but pretty sure that'd get annoying after a little while. So he's done pondering, draws his card, and he's gonna pass. Oh. So we're gonna go ahead and draw the Polluted Delta. And I'm gonna go ahead and Misty Rainforest here. Just because. And go and get an Underground Sea. It might have been smarter to Polluted Delta because I get the black source anyways, and I don't think it really matters all that much though. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that and play Careful Study. So let's see if he could Force of Will it here or Daze, but pretty sure he's not going to. So we're going to go ahead and draw 2. And now I have to discard 2. So definitely want Pithy Needle. And probably want Abrupt Decay. So I'm definitely going to get rid of Elish Norn. Definitely going to keep Reanimate, Pithy Needle, and Exhume. Probably going to go ahead and also discard... Oh, this is kind of hard. I might go ahead and just discard the Lotus Petal. It's a very good card, but these are all a little bit better. Plus we got the land here that is definitely more worth it because it's a permanent. So we're going to pass the turn. Next turn, the goal is to Pithy Needle probably. Pithy Needle and Reanimate. So he's going to play Caracas. And play Containments. Okay. So he just went ahead and shut down basically our entire deck. But that's okay. We can shut down his too. So Pithy Needle, when it enters, I name a card. And activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated. Unless they're mana abilities. So I'm going to go ahead, just play the Tropical Island. And I'm going to play Pithy Needle. And I'm going to say... I definitely spelled that wrong. But he should know what I mean. Sensei's Divining Top. Then... I guess I'll just pass the turn, because there's not really much else I can do with the Containment Priest. If I can find a way to get rid of that, that would be incredible. But not quite sure that I can. I'm trying to think if I have any removal. Not sure. So he's brainstorming. Yeah, I don't think I have any removal, so this is going to be kind of a slow game. Hopefully I can get to the point where I can hardcast one of them and just start swinging. But even then, that's going to take a long time. It's the problem with just having the big guys. So he's going to go ahead and swing. So we're going to take 2. And he's going to pass. So we draw another Underground Sea, which is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and play that. And I guess we'll pass the turn. So if he does end up playing an artifact, we can Abrupt Decay it. Oh. That is excellent. I should read my cards more often. Yes, that is great. We can Abrupt Decay his Containment Priest. For some reason I thought it was just artifacts because it has the picture of the artifact thing. But we can in fact Abrupt Decay him, which is going to be great. So, converted mana cost is less than 3. So on his end step, we'll, in response to him attacking actually, we'll Abrupt Decay. So the best part about this against him is it can't be countered by spells or abilities. So, his Containment Priest is... So he doesn't know that, but Force of Will is going to do absolutely nothing. So he's going to go ahead and put it back, and his little Containment Priest is going to die. So that's really good for us. He's going to not tap his island. And he's going to pass the turn. So we don't want to do Exhume yet. Actually, we probably could. Because we'll go ahead and get Elish Norn. And since they both enter at the same time, her ability can't activate because she's not on when she enters. So we'll get her, and then his guy will get -2/-2. So I think that I'll go ahead and do that, but I'll leave it open to reanimate. So we're going to play Exhume. He's going to Force of Will it, so we're going to be just fine with that. He doesn't realize that we have a reanimate. And then we're going to go ahead and reanimate. So he is tapping mana, which isn't good. I think he's going to daze it. Snapcaster Mage for the Force of Will. Okay. Nope. Snapcaster for the Brainstorm, I guess. Which is kind of weird. He's going to crack the Polluted Delta. So I think he's hoping to draw into a counterspell that he can play, or a blue spell that he can do the Force of Will with. So he's going to Brainstorm. Hopefully we can cast this. That would be amazing. Get an Elesh Norn down, get rid of his Snapcaster, basically shut down any creatures that he can play and start hitting him. But that might not be possible. So he's starting to put him on top. Oh, so it resolves. So he couldn't find anything to do it. So we're going to go ahead and play Elesh Norn. And we're going to lose 7 life. Except that nothing's going to happen. Because he just exiled it. So to exile it though, it will have to have entered. So that means Snapcaster will be dead. So, sad life for him. He's not going to be able to start hitting me. And that exiles it, which is pretty bad for us, but shouldn't kill us. So we don't lose or gain any life there, and we're going to go ahead and pass the turn to him. Control is not very fun to play against. So he's tapping everything. Or he's not tapping everything. He's going to Brainstorm. So, still think that he's trying to dig for something. So I'm pretty sure that he's got a Force of Will in his hand. He's just trying to get a blue source that he can exile to play it. Either that or he's just digging for a counterspell. But he's definitely looking for something. So he's going to pass the turn. So I've played Control a few times, and I know to be wary when they have that much mana untapped. But we're going to go ahead and draw. So we do have a Force of Will. He just tapped everything. Vendilion clicked. Me. So we're going to have to show him our hand. So my guess is he's going to either get rid of the Thoughtseize or the Force of Will. Polluted Delta is not going to bother him. Yeah, there we go. Thoughtseize. Force of Will is definitely a dead card right now. So after that, we're going to go ahead and just Polluted Delta. And go, and I think that I'll just get another Underground Sea, because we use black a lot. I just need 1 more mana to hardcast Force of Will, which isn't fun, because that's a lot of mana for a counterspell, but we can definitely do it. So we'll go ahead and pass the turn. So he's going to draw. Vendilion Click is pretty annoying. It's like a creature and a Thoughtseize in one. So that's not fun for us. But, especially since he's going to be able to start hitting for 3. There we go. He's going to swing for 3. So we're gonna go ahead and draw. So we draw an Exhume. So if he has a counter spell, which I'm pretty sure he does, he's gonna go ahead and counter it. The thing is, though, we don't have anything to bring back. So we don't want to give him the chance to bring back something that he needs. I think that we should just keep it here. He knows we have a Force of Will and he doesn't know what we drew. So if we just keep it here, he might think that we can Force of Will him. So hopefully he does. We're going to go ahead and pass the turn. Mind games are kind of an important part of Magic here, especially in games like this. So he plays the Plains. And he's tapping 2. He's going to counterbalance. So, without Sensei's Divining Top, it's kind of up to chance what happens. So he's going to swing for 3 again. And pass the turn. So we're going to go ahead and draw. So we draw a Brainstorm. So we're actually not going to do that. We're going to keep it so that if we need to, we can Force of Will. And we're going to go ahead and pass. So hopefully he plays something really big so that we can counter it, because that'd feel nice after he got rid of Elish Norn. So he's going to just go ahead and swing for 3. So hopefully we can get something to help us with this. Misty Rainforest, not what I want to see. So I'm just going to keep it here and not pay the 1 life. I'm going to play it but not pay the 1 life, because that gives us an extra turn. And I'm going to pass the turn. So I think that I'm going to, if I don't have to counter anything, I'm going to dig next turn and hopefully find something that can save us. I'm hoping that we can entomb a Grizzlebrand and hopefully get him back. But that's kind of wishful thinking. Grizzlebrand's the best because he does have lifelink, which will help with all the damage that we've taken. So he plays another. He's going to swing for 3. So that's kind of annoying, but not the worst. So now we're going to draw a card. So we draw a Lotus Petal. Gonna go ahead and tap. I'm gonna go ahead and play this first, just in case. I'm gonna go ahead and tap Underground Sea and play Brainstorm. Oh, not you. Brainstorm. So we do draw into an Entomb and a Swamp. So do we get to put this? Yeah, we put it on top in any order. So I'm going to put the Swamp on first and then the Exhume on. Then I'm going to go ahead and tap the Underground Sea to play Entomb. So he might try and counter. He's going to Terminus. Oh, reveal Terminus. So it goes through. We're going to go ahead and look at our library here. So we definitely want Grizzlebrand. We could also do Iona, but I think that life is better for us right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and tap 2 and play Exhume. So he's going to Snapcaster Mage something back to counter it, which is really annoying. So he's probably going to just hardcast that Force of Will and swing for 3, which we will be able to survive. But Grizzlebrand does have flying, which is really good, and lifelink, so when he attacks. So Exhume is countered, which is really annoying. So that's annoying. We will draw an Exhume next turn, though, which is pretty good. So he might be trying to attack right now because it's tapped, but I'm not sure. Just gonna sit here, see if he figures out what he's doing. So, oh, sorry guys, I forgot that it was our turn. Sorry, it's been a long day. That I feel really stupid right now, but it's now his turn. He's going to swing for Fatal. So we're going to go ahead and concede. So I think that we had the right idea with the Pithy Needle. That was fairly good. The Abrupt Decay was really good, especially once I realized that it could get rid of creatures. I think that we have a pretty good deck right now. It's just a matter of beating him. So I might actually put this Golgari Charm in so that we can destroy his enchantments. I don't know what to take out though is the problem. I might just go ahead and take out this Animate Dead. It isn't the best, that's why we only run one. So I think we're gonna start. I'm definitely gonna be on the play. So we draw an Entomb, a Careful Study, and a Reanimate, and a lot of land. That is not bad at all. I hope. Pretty sure that's really good because we can turn one Entomb. Next turn we can Reanimate. So we're going to go ahead. Underground Seas, Entomb. So he could Force of Will us, but he's not going to. So we're going to go ahead into our library here. I think I'm just going to go get Grizzlebrand. Mainly because life gain's awesome, card draw's awesome, he does both. So we're going to put him in. Especially with Reanimate. Lifelink's very good with Reanimate. He's going to play an island, which does mean that Daze is open. So we're going to draw. So we draw Thoughtseize. So I'm going to go ahead and play Underground Sea and play Thoughtseize. So he's got a Swords to Plowshare, a Terminus, and a Flusterstorm. So this is a hard choice. I think we'll go with Swords. So he's gonna exile that, yep. We could have done Flusterstorm. Should have made it easier for us to cast it, but I think that we'll just wait a turn to cast. And we'll go ahead and Careful Study right here. So we draw a Lotus Petal, which is going to be really good for us. We could, in theory, Reanimate now, but he does have the Flusterstorm, which we don't want to counter it. So we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn. Next turn, though, we should get out Grizzlebrand. Hopefully we will. So he plays a Tundra. He's going to pass. So he probably drew into something good. And there we go. We got another We got our own Grizzlebrand. So I'm going to go ahead and play Lotus Petal. If he decides to counter it, then that's kind of annoying. And then I'm going to go ahead and play Underground Sea. So he doesn't know what we drew or what we have in our hand. But I'm going to go ahead and Reanimate. See if he does anything. So with Flusterstorm, we do have enough mana to pay the cost if he tries to counter it. That's always annoying to have to pay extra, but it's not going to hurt us too bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask him. Oh. So he's going to Brainstorm. I think he's trying to dig for a counterspell right here. So he draws 3. Hopefully he didn't draw one, because we really want to get Grizzlebrand out right here. But it looks like... Oh, doesn't look like... Not sure what he's going to do. Really not sure. So he's putting him on top now. So it's okay. So we're going to go ahead and get Grizzlebrand. And take... Oh, 8. So we'll go to 10. And we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. So I'm going to keep the Grizzlebrand in my hand just in case. So he's going to Terminus, which is very annoying. I could pay 7 life and draw 7 cards. In fact, I'm going to do that. So we'll go to 3. So we drew absolutely nothing that'll help. So we're just going to move him to the bottom of our library. And we don't have anything good in here yet. And unfortunately, this is a sorcery. So we can't instant speed Exhume, or we could instant speed Entomb. And we might do that actually. Go ahead and get that Grizzlebrand back. Oh, never mind. That is not a fun person to see right now. So we'll go ahead and pass. So we're gonna draw. So we draw a Careful Study. I think I'm just gonna play. Life is very important right now, so I think I'm just gonna play an island. Go ahead and tap this. Play this. So we're going to draw 2. So we do have a counterspell now, which is pretty good. Then we have to discard 2. So I think I'm going to discard a Polluted Delta and a Misty Rainforest. And I'm going to play Lotus Petal. So we're at 5 now. There's not much that we can do. Can't Grizzlebrand yet. Can't really do anything yet. So we're going to go ahead and just pass the turn. So he's going to swing for 2 unless he plays something else that can attack. Which will put us down to 1, which will be really bad. Hopefully we can draw into a Abrupt Decay so that we can get rid of the Containment Priest. We can go ahead and Entomb and then Exhume, get Grizzlebrand, and we have a blocker. Hopefully that'll work. He plays Counterbalance. I think that I might just go ahead and Daze that. So it's going to make him pay 1 extra, and he probably will. Oh, he lets it pass. So it does get countered. He's going to swing for 2. So we're going to take 2. We're going to go to 1. Which is kind of scary. So Pithy Needle is not going to help here. So I'm pretty sure that that's game. So we're going to give this one to Drew. So, Reanimator's a very good deck. I love playing it. The biggest problem is a lot of the legacy decks play a lot of graveyard hate. So, this deck's fun, but it does suffer from a lot of hate. So, Drew's here, he's laughing.
Awesome.
That was pretty awesome. That was a fun game.
Killer, dude. That first game, you freaking shredded me.
Yeah, so
Goodness.
We'll see you Wednesday, hopefully, and we'll have another deck. Drew will be commentating on that one. So,
Yeah, sounds good.
see you on the flip side.